For thousands of years, Earth was nothing more than a quiet blue dot on the edge of the galaxy. That is what the Galactic Council believed. In their star maps, Earth was marked with a simple code: low priority. No advanced fleets. No strong energy signals. No faster-than-light gates. Just one small planet circling an average star. Alien ships passed near the solar system many times. They scanned it from far away. They watched human wars. They studied human radio signals. They saw rockets rise and fall. Each report sounded the same. Humans are divided. They fight each other. They are far from joining the greater galaxy. And so Earth was left alone. The Council believed isolation would keep the galaxy safe. Some old members even pushed for permanent quarantine. They said Earth was unpredictable. Emotional. Too fast in its growth. But younger members laughed at that fear. What danger can a world like that bring, they asked. So Earth remained silent. Or at least, that is what the galaxy saw. Far beneath Earth's oceans, hidden under miles of dark water, massive structures waited. Deep under mountains, behind layers of stone and steel, engines slept. In orbit beyond the moon, invisible platforms drifted without light. Humanity had learned something long ago. Silence was power. 3,000 years earlier, before most alien empires were born, something had entered the galaxy. It destroyed colonies without warning. It wiped out fleets with ease. It did not speak. It did not negotiate. It consumed. Records of that war were erased from public history. The Council sealed the details. Only whispers survived. But there was one truth buried in those files. The creature stopped near Earth. It never moved past the solar system. No one knew why. The official story claimed the threat vanished on its own. That the galaxy was lucky. But deep inside an underground human command center, history told a different story. Humans had not been lucky. They had fought. Not with advanced ships or glowing plasma weapons. They had fought with raw courage, strange tactics, and dangerous experiments. They had sacrificed cities. They had risked extinction. And somehow, they had forced the enemy into silence. They never spoke about it openly. Humanity rebuilt slowly. They let the galaxy believe they were weak. It was safer that way. Centuries passed. Humans advanced quietly. Their ships never crossed Council borders. Their signals stayed simple. Their weapons remained hidden. The galaxy stopped watching closely. Until one day, a small alien scout ship drifted too close to the outer edge of the solar system. The scout captain was young and curious. He wanted proof that Earth was harmless. He wanted promotion. His ship crossed an invisible line near Pluto. For 2 seconds, everything was normal. Then his systems froze. Engines shut down. Weapons locked. Communications died. The last thing he saw on his dark screen was a single line of text in an unknown code. Then his ship disappeared. No explosion. No signal. Just silence. When the scout failed to report back, the Council assumed mechanical failure. They sent another ship. It vanished too. This time, fear began to grow. Earth was not supposed to have that level of defense. Humans were not supposed to control space that far out. Inside the hidden human command center, alarms had flashed only briefly. Unknown vessel detected. Threat level minimal. Neutralized. The officers did not celebrate. They did not panic. They simply returned to monitoring the deep outer system. Because beyond Pluto, something massive shifted slightly in the darkness. It was still asleep. But it had felt the disturbance. The human commander watched the deep space sensor feed with calm eyes. "Keep the line secure," he said quietly. Above him, Earth looked peaceful. Blue oceans. White clouds. Busy cities full of unaware people. The galaxy believed it had ignored a silent world. But the truth was far more dangerous. Earth had never been silent. Earth had been standing guard. And the galaxy was about to remember why it once feared this small blue planet. The disappearance of 2 council ships could no longer be ignored. Inside the massive chamber of the Galactic Council, tension filled the air. Tall beings of light, scaled commanders, mechanical minds inside metal shells, all watched the central hologram of the solar system. 2 bright markers blinked red near the edge of human space. Both gone. This is impossible, one counselor said. Earth does not possess fleet-class technology. An older member, silent until now, slowly stood. Young ones, he said calmly, you are forgetting our oldest law. The chamber grew quiet. He reached toward the control console and entered a code that had not been used in thousands of years. The forbidden archive opened. Dusty data files filled the hologram. Ancient battle maps. Destroyed star systems. Fleets lost. The younger council members stared in disbelief. 3,000 years ago, before their empires rose to power, the galaxy had faced extinction. A being known only as the Devourer had arrived from deep space. It did not speak. It did not demand. It simply erased. Entire systems were drained of energy. Advanced civilizations fell in weeks. Even the united fleets of that era could not stop it. The galaxy was losing. Then the Devourer changed direction. It moved toward a small, undeveloped world. Earth. At that time, humans had barely mastered basic space travel. They were not united. They were not powerful. The council of that era decided not to interfere. If the creature consumes them, they reasoned, perhaps it will weaken. But something unexpected happened. The Devourer stopped. Human transmissions vanished for several months. The solar system went dark. Then suddenly, the creature's energy signal collapsed. It did not die. It did not leave. It became dormant. Locked near the edge of the system. The old records showed strange readings. Human energy patterns that did not match known physics. Massive explosions near Pluto. A sudden gravitational distortion. Then silence. The Devourer never moved again. The ancient council made a decision that day. They would isolate Earth. Officially, they claimed it was to protect the humans from outside influence. Unofficially, they feared what humans had done. How did a primitive world stop what we could not? One young council member whispered. The elder answered quietly, because humans do not fight like we do. He expanded another file. During the ancient war, humans had abandoned normal strategy. They did not rely on stable energy weapons. They used unstable reactors. Risky experiments. Devices that damaged their own planet just to create traps. They adapted every hour. The Devourer fed on stable advanced energy. Human technology was chaotic. Creative. Dangerous even to themselves. And that chaos confused the creature long enough for humans to build something enormous in the outer system. A cage. Not a prison made of metal. But a gravitational trap built with experimental science. Humans sacrificed millions. But they locked the Devourer in deep orbit beyond Pluto. The galaxy survived because of them. Yet instead of honoring Earth, the Council feared them. Such beings, the ancient record stated, must be watched. Not provoked. The hologram faded. Silence returned to the chamber. Now, thousands of years later, Earth had just disabled 2 advanced scout ships without effort. Which meant one thing. They had never stopped improving. Meanwhile, deep inside the human orbital command station hidden behind the moon, leaders studied Council fleet movements. They opened the old archives, a human intelligence officer said calmly. The commander nodded. It was only a matter of time. Beyond Pluto, massive structures floated in darkness, far larger than anything recorded in public human space programs. Power flowed quietly through hidden systems. Humanity had not only maintained the cage. They had strengthened it. But there was a risk. Every foreign ship that crossed the outer defense line created energy spikes. And energy was what the Devourer sensed. Suddenly, deep space sensors flickered. A faint pulse answered back from the darkness. Small. But not dead. The human commander stood slowly. Prepare outer guard fleet, he ordered. Above Earth, cities continued their daily life, unaware of the danger sleeping beyond their skies. The galaxy thought it had ignored a silent world. But that silent world had been carrying the weight of the galaxy's survival. And now the Council's curiosity was pushing against a door that had stayed closed for millennia. The Galactic Council did not panic. Not at first. Instead of sending small scout ships again, they sent a full investigation fleet. 200 warships formed a tight formation and jumped toward the solar system. These were not explorers. These were frontline vessels, armed with advanced shields and heavy plasma cannons. Their message was clear. They were not asking this time. As the fleet entered the outer edge of human space, everything appeared normal. Stars burned quietly. Planets moved in peaceful orbit. Earth shined blue in the distance. But something felt wrong. No human ships moved to greet them. No defense platforms were visible. No warning signals appeared. It was too quiet. The lead alien admiral narrowed his eyes. Scan everything, he ordered. Long-range sensors spread across the solar system. Nothing. Then the fleet crossed a point near Pluto. That was when space itself changed. Not violently. Not loudly. But systems began to fail one by one. Navigation screens flickered. Target locks dissolved. Engines reported power delays. Communication signals echoed back in strange patterns. The alien crews tried to stabilize their ships. Is it a virus? No, sir. Is it a gravitational anomaly? No confirmed source. Then every screen across the fleet went black. For 3 long seconds, there was only darkness. When the displays came back online, a single symbol appeared. A human symbol. And beneath it, simple words in Galactic Standard. You are approaching a restricted zone. The Admiral felt cold. This space belongs to the Galactic Council, he said angrily. Humans have no authority here. A new message appeared. This space is under our protection. Before the Admiral could respond, space ahead shimmered. Massive shapes emerged from invisibility. Human ships. Hundreds of them. They were unlike any vessel recorded before. Dark hulls with smooth lines. No glowing engines. No exposed weapons. Just silent power. The alien fleet realized something shocking. These ships had been here the entire time. Watching. The human flagship moved forward. A calm voice filled the alien command deck. This is Earth Defense Command. You have crossed the outer guard line. Turn back. The Admiral tried to regain control. You will explain the disappearance of our ships. A short pause. They were neutralized to prevent awakening. The Admiral did not understand. Awakening what? Instead of answering, the human fleet slightly shifted formation. And that was when alien sensors finally detected it. Beyond Pluto. Far past the dwarf planet. Something massive. A structure so large it bent light around it. Surrounding it was a complex web of gravitational distortions, energy fields, and unknown technology. At the center of that structure, something moved. Slowly. Like a shadow turning in sleep. Shock spread across the alien fleet. Energy readings from the object were enormous, far beyond anything modern empires could produce. The human commander spoke again. 3,000 years ago, your ancestors ran from it. The alien admiral searched ancient records in his memory core. He found a name long erased. The Devourer. You are lying, the admiral whispered. Scan deeper, the human replied calmly. Alien sensors focused fully on the object. They detected scars on its surface. Old battle damage. Human battle damage. The realization hit the fleet like a physical blow. Earth had not been hiding from the galaxy. Earth had been standing between the galaxy and extinction. We trapped it, the human commander said. We have maintained the cage for millennia. Quietly. The alien admiral felt shame rising inside him. And our presence, he asked quietly. Your fleet's energy signatures are disturbing the containment field. As if to prove the point, the massive shadow beyond Pluto shifted again. A low vibration moved through space itself. Several alien ships shook violently. Warning alarms exploded across their bridges. Containment integrity, minor fluctuation. The human fleet instantly spread outward, forming a defensive net. You must withdraw, the human commander said firmly. Now. For the first time in centuries, the Galactic Council fleet hesitated. Pride warred with fear. But as the shadow in the darkness pulsed again, stronger this time, the admiral made a decision. All ships, fall back to safe range. The alien fleet slowly retreated. Human vessels did not pursue. They turned instead toward the distant prison. Weapons powered quietly. Shield strengthened. The human commander stared at the shifting mass beyond Pluto. They knocked on the wrong door, he said softly. Behind him, Earth continued spinning peacefully. Unaware that once again, humanity stood ready to fight the monster that the rest of the galaxy was never meant to see. The Galactic Council fleet held position far from Pluto now. They watched in silence as the human ships formed a wide defensive circle around the massive structure in the darkness. For the first time, the Council was not in control. They were observers. Inside the alien flagship, the Admiral studied the energy readings with shaking hands. The object trapped beyond Pluto was not just a creature. It was something older than their recorded history. Its mass shifted in impossible ways, like space was bending to hold it in place. How long? The Admiral asked over an open channel. The human commander answered without emotion. 3,112 years. The number hit harder than any weapon. You have guarded this alone? The Admiral asked. Yes. No pride. No anger. Just truth. The Council fleet scanned the outer system again. Now that they knew where to look, they saw everything. Hidden stations carved inside ice asteroids. Defense satellites buried within comet tails. Massive energy relays linked together in a silent network that stretched across the outer solar system. This was not a temporary prison. This was a permanent watch. Back on Earth, deep beneath the surface, humanity's high command gathered inside a chamber carved from stone and reinforced with advanced alloy. Large screens showed live feeds of the prison structure. The Devourer was moving more than before. Small pulses of dark energy pressed against the containment field. Disturbance level, one general asked. Rising slowly, an officer replied. The Council fleet's entry created a resonance wave. The room fell silent. One scientist spoke carefully. If the field collapses fully, it will move toward the strongest energy source. Everyone understood. It would not attack Earth first. It would hunt the advanced empires of the galaxy. That was why humans never asked for help. Advanced fleets would only make it stronger. Above them, the human commander continued speaking to the alien admiral. You wanted answers, the human said. This is the answer. The admiral lowered his head slightly. Why hide this? Why not tell us? There was a pause before the reply came. Because fear creates panic. Panic creates fleets. Fleets create energy spikes. Energy spikes feed it. The logic was brutal and simple. Humanity had chosen silence because it was the safest path. Suddenly, alarms flashed inside the human flagship. Containment Field Sector 7, stress increase. A ripple moved across the distant prison structure. Space distorted like water under pressure. The Devourer was testing the cage. Human ships reacted instantly. Power levels surged. Energy beams, subtle but precise, connected to the containment grid, reinforcing weak points. The alien fleet watched in disbelief. Human vessels were not firing blindly. They were adjusting the cage like careful engineers maintaining a machine. You do not try to kill it? The admiral asked. We tried, the human commander answered quietly. Long ago. Records showed humanity's first battle. Primitive nuclear detonations in orbit. Experimental gravity bombs. Risky dark energy traps that nearly destroyed their own planet. They learned something important. The Devourer could not be destroyed easily. But it could be contained. It reacted to patterns. So humans became unpredictable. They rotated energy frequencies constantly. Changed shield harmonics every few minutes. Used unstable but controlled reactors that produced chaotic signals. It confused the creature. Made it sleep. The alien admiral slowly understood the truth. Human weakness had been an illusion. Their unstable, creative nature was not a flaw. It was the perfect counter to a being that fed on order and power. Suddenly, the Devourer pulsed again, stronger. A deep vibration reached even the distant Council fleet. Several alien ships lost balance for a moment. On Earth, High Command screens turned red. Containment stability, 82%. The human commander spoke clearly. All outer guard units, phase shift pattern delta. Human ships instantly changed formation. Energy outputs altered rhythm. The containment grid shimmered in new colors. Slowly, the pulsing decreased. The Devourer settled again. Not fully asleep. But quiet. The alien admiral released a breath he did not know he was holding. You have carried this burden alone for millennia, he said softly. Yes, the human commander replied. Why continue? The answer came without hesitation. Because someone must stand watch. Far below, Earth remained peaceful. Children played. Cities glowed at night. People argued about small daily problems, unaware of the ancient horror sleeping at the edge of their system. Humanity had chosen isolation not out of fear, but responsibility. And now the galaxy finally understood. Earth was never the weakest world. It was the lock on the galaxy's most dangerous door. The Devourer was no longer fully asleep. Beyond Pluto, inside the massive containment structure, dark energy waves rolled slowly across its surface. The prison grid shimmered as human ships adjusted power again and again. Containment stability dropped to 79%. Inside the human flagship, the commander stood still, watching the numbers change. This is different, one officer said quietly. It is learning. Far away, the Galactic Council fleet remained at safe distance, but their sensors were wide open. For the first time in their history, the mighty Council was watching humans fight a threat they once believed was a myth. The alien admiral opened a channel again. What do you need from us? The human commander did not answer immediately. He looked at the growing energy spikes forming around the Devourer. Then he said something unexpected. Shut down your cores. The admiral blinked in shock. Deactivate our fleet? That would leave us defenseless. Yes, the human replied calmly. Your advanced reactors are feeding it. Every active system strengthens it. The alien bridge fell silent. Pride struggled against survival. But then the Devourer pulsed again, harder than before. A shockwave hit even at their distance. 2 alien ships lost shield layers instantly. The Admiral made his choice. All Council vessels. Powered down to minimum survival systems. One by one, 200 advanced warships dimmed. Energy readings across the solar system dropped sharply. Inside the prison grid, the Devourer's pulse weakened slightly. Human officers worked quickly. Energy drop confirmed. Containment stabilizing at 81%. But it was not enough. The Devourer had tasted new energy. It pushed harder, massive shadowed limbs pressing against invisible walls. Space bent like glass under pressure. Back on Earth, High Command issued a silent order. Project Nightfall. Deep beneath the oceans and mountains, hidden reactors powered up. Not stable ones like alien empires used. Human reactors. Chaotic. Fluctuating. Unpredictable. A strange pattern spread through the containment grid, random bursts of unstable energy that changed every second. The Devourer reacted violently at first. Then, confusion. Its pulses became uneven. Human scientists had learned this pattern over centuries. The creature relied on absorbing steady, ordered power. Chaos interfered with its feeding process. On the human flagship, the commander gave a final order. Outer guard, Titan formation. Initiate pulse reversal. All human ships fired controlled beams into the containment nodes at the same moment. The prison structure glowed bright white. For a few terrifying seconds, the Devourer pushed with full force. The grid cracked in several places. Space screamed in silent distortion. Containment stability, 64%. Alien crews watched in horror. Then the chaotic human energy pattern spiked sharply. The Devourer's pulse stuttered. Like a heartbeat skipping. Human ships increased output one final time. Now, the commander shouted. A synchronized gravitational wave collapsed inward around the creature, forcing it deeper into the trap. The prison walls sealed with new energy locks layered on top of old ones. The massive shadow thrashed once. Twice. Then slowly, it went still. Containment stability, 92%. Silence returned to the outer solar system. Human ships remained in position, weapons ready, just in case. Minutes passed. No movement. No pulse. The Devourer slept again. Across the Council fleet, power systems slowly came back online. Alien crews stared at their monitors in stunned silence. They had just witnessed something no empire had ever accomplished. Control over a galaxy-ending threat. The alien admiral opened a final channel. For thousands of years, we believed Earth was isolated because it was weak. The human commander's face appeared on screen for the first time. Calm. Tired. Determined. We were isolated, he replied. Because someone had to stand between it and the rest of you. The admiral lowered his head in deep respect. The Galactic Council made a decision that day. Earth would no longer be marked low priority. Nor would it be marked dangerous. A new designation was entered into the official galactic records. Guardian World. Back on Earth, life continued as always. News channels spoke of normal politics and weather. Children looked up at the stars with curiosity, unaware of the battle that had just taken place beyond Pluto. Humanity did not celebrate. They returned to their watch. Because the Devourer was not destroyed. Only contained. And someone still had to guard the door. But now, the galaxy knew the truth. Earth was never a silent, forgotten world. It was the shield that held back the dark. And that truth shook the stars forever.